Go find Parsec, yes. In extreme annoyance, I have discovered something that is really dumb with federal drug laws, which is that even though I am doctor-assigned medical marijuana stuff, apparently a lot of companies will refuse to hire you if you've touched the stuff. So now it's even harder for me to find work because I found the only medicine that actually helps me, but hey, dumb federal laws mean a lot of places are not allowed to hire, which is absolutely stupid and completely backwards. Like, why? Why? So my only option may be the bait shop because he doesn't care. So anywhere that it's actually good, I may not be able to find work for just because that until they change the federal laws. That is remarkably stupid. Because I guess you get certain benefits for being a drug-free workplace, which means they don't even allow that, even with a medical card. But the funny thing is, federal jobs are fine with it. But then federal requirements for, like, non-federal jobs aren't? What? Whatever. I just gotta... just gotta deal. I gotta find something that puts up with it, because I'm not gonna go back to horrible suffering just for the sake of that, unfortunately. Alrighty. I mean, I won't be able to work without it anyways, so it's like my choice is have problems finding work or have problems finding work.
Hey everyone, I'm Surreal Canine.
And I have Extensa. We're getting there. Yay, we hit the right button this time.
I have not sent out any links to the stream.
Oh, neither have I. We are in the theater. Ah, don't.
Video game!
I have. Was that seems like this was Fox? I think that guy said, which is kind of ironic, I guess, or something. Did we beat the boss in here yet, or?
Why is this so quiet?
It's quiet. It's not quiet at all for me.
Okay, well I need to turn up Parsec then, I guess.
It should not be quiet. Let me double check the settings so it's outputting correctly.
There we go.
Oh, it should be working fine. That's weird.
Wait, is this your volume mixer or mine?
It's
It's mine, okay. There we go, that's better. Yeah, Parsec was like way down for some reason. Okay,
Alrighty.
Back to adventure.
Yeah, no, it's got the right setup. That's weird. Yeah, I don't know. That is super weird.
I mean, I figured it out. My Parsec was at like 20% volume.
Oh, jeez.
We're in the top 30 now, and that's amazing.
We're running out of levels. Oh no.
Well, that just means we can move on to a different game.
Whatever that will be. Yes.
I want to do Pizza Tower. Dorkman!
Woohoo!
Okay.
Aka! Luna, what are you doing? Gaga! Oh, Luna, that is nasty. Oh. Stank, doggo. Oh, no.
Oh, no tornado below. Oh no, this is like one of those mobile game ads.
I mean, I guess they. What? It was waiting for you. Why does the button only work for you? That was weird.
Engine problems, maybe.
Or something, yeah. Oh no. There's like no rush things in here either, just bike. Oh, I was... well, now I need it.
Now we need it. A heartbeat for Team Man. Oasis in a cinch land. Well. Really?
This is...
A 4-tile jump? That's just rude.
That... Oh no, we're all the way back here? Why? That is awful checkpointing.
What? Oh. I see what went wrong.
There's some really tight jumps in here too.
Yeah.
Ah. Ow.
Cooperation!
Get some gyromite up in here.
I used to think that the sticks of dynamite that the professor was collecting in Gyromite were birthday cakes.
Oh,
Oops.
well.
Ow. Squish! Oh,
That! Flag.
Hey!
Yay, double health. Woo. Whoa. Luna, what are you doing? Oh, why are we so low on energy tanks? The heck?
Because we forgot to buy them at the end of last episode. Yeah, I don't think you're getting up there.
Screw off. There's a lot of time wasting in this level, jeez.
It's come to our attention that certain employees have been jumping off of the platform in an attempt to commit insurance fraud. To countermeasure, we installed several threatening pits and spikes to ensure death. Survivors will be shot. We hope you are all not too concerned with these changes and will continue to have a wonderful day. Management.
I tried to jump on that thing, but I thought I had more space. Oh, no.
Oh, I thought there was an E-tank there, not a...
No, that's the thing that we need to get. Which makes us have to go back through the screen again.
Okay, well, if we can see the pipes, then,
Yeah, I was trying to... I thought I'd be able to move over more towards the pipe, but I was not.
Alright, let's just watch for the pipe then.
Not...
Not that pipe.
Ugh. Well.
Okay, that's pretty funny. It's the third one. Nice.
I have no idea when the next checkpoint's going to be either. Another puzzle level, I guess, here. Okay.
What? Oh. Look out!
I didn't even have a chance to do anything against that. Oh, yeah.
Well then.
And it's this far back too. Ugh. Ugh.
Yeah, who put this level so high up?
I don't know. Checkpoint abuse. Lots of just delays. Oh, we have to go through the whole thing here. Hey. So how are you supposed to hit that without co-op?
Go all the way around. Instead of only part way. And now you did it to me. Got your revenge.
Make the player sit there forever, sure. Out of the way! I don't even know which way this is going to be required to go. Hopefully I don't have to hit that button and then... No, it's just... I mean, but the puzzles are interesting and all, but, like, man, we need better checkpoints.
Not that interesting.
Maybe for Mega Man puzzles, at least. But, yeah, this... Oh, we only have 2 tokens. Oh, and we got Quick Man lasers, too. Oh, right. Oh, and the puzzle platforms are Quick Man lasers with probably a long time before the checkpoints. And, oh, man. What? What just happened? I guess I don't know what just happened there. There was like lag and then we both died.
That's what happened. Oops.
Go. Okay.
Whoops. Well, at least the lasers aren't instant death.
Slow level is slow. What?
Go, go, go!
Why is that? Hopefully we can go back to get whatever that...
I mean, if you couldn't, then you'd probably find Itchy Man somewhere around here. But he's not, so you're probably good.
I hope so. Because the last thing I want to do is have to go through this entire level again. Oh, I see it.
Yay!
Still a bit of a dick move to put it like that, though, in case somebody died.
Tier 2, here I come, baby!
Okay.
Alright, no tornado.
Random gumball machine thing. Yay.
Where's the checkpoint? Oh.
He almost jumped out of that, then we would have had to fight him without a checkpoint. Excuse me. That was something.
It was Patchy! You betrayed me!
Why is it? Patchy has been like...
Flashman.
I figured Flashman might like it because he likes puzzle things, but what the heck? Patchy confuses me.
Not enough dorks in this level for my taste, so there's certainly a lot of doors. The Astro Wall puzzles are spiffy scenarios and they get novel usage compared to Astro Man. The press button, wait, go sections can be a little dull, but for the most part, Lil finds ways to shake things up. An honorable mention goes to the joke boss at the end, where you make the combustion. Don't repeat this, folks. But my personal favorite is the one puzzle with a button you don't press. Not only does it play with my expectations, but it's satisfying to solve that puzzle and has some fun surprises. Green rocket goes zoom! For that matter, I like how many puzzle reset buttons act extremely quickly, cutting down the wait time. Unfortunately, that's about the peak of this level. Lasers and extra spikes breathe a little life into it, especially since I like it being simple puzzles instead of yet another quick man stage, but otherwise, this overstays its welcome. Having 50 plus screens isn't automatically a problem, but that requires a bit more variety than doors everywhere, especially since rooms without doors tend to be dull. The top fiends are the only other piece that gets good use, owing to unique scenarios in the puzzle areas. However, their difficulty curve is hampered by their introduction, which is more challenging than ideal.
What do you want to say?
By themselves, these issues aren't too bad. The concept is entertaining, and the level can be downright hilarious. Unfortunately, when it's not being hilarious, the level's aesthetic is a tad dull. I can tell from the music that some inspiration was taken from Mega Man Rocks, but if the idea is to make a hotel level, so as a rather management text, why don't I make it look like a hotel?
Be my fast. I'm trying to do something. What do you want?
Puppy, please. Puppy, please. She's so cute. As it is now, it's a boring purple building with smatterings of outside sky, the only interesting visual being some day-night visual progression, and a basement floor sign I happen to notice. As it stands, this is an alright level, absolutely better than Tier 2, but there's definitely room for improvement. For the most part, this is a pretty solid stage with a small twist on the basic mechanic. The use of Astro Doors is more than just blockades, really helps this level stand out a bit more than it normally would, especially when it comes to the overall challenge structure. It's definitely geared a bit more towards puzzle platforming, although it does end up being pretty easy. I don't really mind this too much on account of the issue with the checkpoint placing. If you happen to die, the checkpoints are just far enough apart to the point where it can become tedious to get back to where you were. So in that sense, having the puzzles being more straightforward works in the stage's favor. Redoing earlier parts can still end up being monotonous, but it's nowhere near as bad as it could be. I can't really complain too much. Since most of them are pretty decently designed. The later segments near the end are easily some of the best parts of the level, although I think the stage could have ended right after that final horizontal stretch, instead of padding it out with 3 urns of enemies afterwards. Speaking of enemies, I kind of wish more were set up to take advantage of the doors and their placements. The Komasaburos are the only ones that do this, which makes interactions with them a lot more interesting by comparison. That's aside, the only other major thing about this stage I have any issues with are the aesthetics. The outside sections are a lot more visually appealing than the inside areas, at least. As for the music, well, I get the joke. I don't think it would have ruined something if the stage to pick something other than Doorman's theme. Mega Man Rocks' music as a whole isn't exactly easy on the ears sometimes. Overall, I wouldn't say the stage is bad. It's perfectly serviceable, if a bit rough around the edges. Dork of the Doors! Looks to be a puzzle-oriented stage involving doors, somehow. Actually pretty creative and impressive, given it's such a simple gimmick, yet there are plenty of fun setups here. Color me surprised. Music is also oddly fitting as a backdrop for puzzle thinking. Oh, okay, Dork from Door. Took me a moment to realize that pun. I'm also impressed there wasn't really a situation where the player can wind up getting stuck by Astroman doors. There's clearly enough effort put into testing each room thoroughly, which I can applaud. The only part I'm a little iffy about is the outdoor area, where there isn't an easy glance at where the final green doors are going to end up at. Glad that this isn't one of the stages that you would play mean tricks on the player. And to finish the level at the other side of the pun, it's Darkman, and he's foolishly spawned standing on one of the doors. That was a pretty satisfying execution of the whole Combust Man joke. I'm a sucker for puzzle levels, and this one's pretty good. Weapon lockouts are perfectly sensible. Clever setups such as the out-of-reach token, the electrifying ladder jump, and the final door and laser combo are satisfying to overcome. I can tell the final stretches really good here, the puzzle. Variable door speeds ensure the player never waits longer than necessary to reset a puzzle. For the most part, the difficulty curve is steady, and pacing is good. The focus waddles here and there, especially in the laser section, which is less of a challenge arc and more of a sampler platter. Some sections seem to be better about consistency and clear causality. There's potential for confusion when doors travel through solid objects and stop whenever they feel like, and when a single button might control multiple doors or a door on a different screen. Additional doors and styles for the doors switches would help. More checkpoints would also be welcome. Puzzles lose their sparkle if you have to redo a rather solid. It's a tad long even without losing any progress. The length contributes to music fatigue. The main theme is fun, but it wears thin after 10 to 15 minutes. And it's unpleasant to replay the entire level if you blow your one shot at getting a last token. Oh. I could do without the telltales. They're easy to avoid, and the rain adds little to the challenge aside from a touch of nausea. The screen transition next to the door to the last token looks like a bottomless pit. Otherwise, I'm very happy with the visuals. The blend of tile sets is impressively seamless. The boss is a charming anti-climax, and I got an extra laugh when the name of the level finally clicked. Good stuff. One problem with puzzle stages: if I experienced them first with Liana, the puzzle element was kind of lost when I was able to play the stage for myself. So this review is mostly based on those initial notes, the initial review, and how much fun he found it. I don't think it'd be fair to account for puzzles I already knew the solution to. Yes, I could do it, I'm afraid. This is certainly a better door-themed level than Eric Root's original Doorman stage. The usage of Astroman's doors in fairly unique situations is novel and nowhere to do the puzzles leave you stuck. The doors could have been pushed further, in my opinion. But what was there was certainly good. The second long room was particularly enjoyable. I found the rooms with the trap top themes pretty amusing. The constant positive throughout the stage is how well things are introduced. Even if they are dev kit assets, the player will understand it if they have not encountered them before. There are some issues with the level, such as fairly infrequent checkpoints, and I felt the telltale enemies were completely pointless. I felt that 2 of the tokens were a significant drag on the level. The club token requires almost a minute of backtracking. And frankly, the diamond token is a bit abysmal. After an entire stage of clever and thoughtful design and consideration for the player, failing this room in any way requires a complete restart of the stage due to poor checkpoint placement. Aesthetically, the level looked okay, if a bit dull. I don't think using a song from Rocks lends itself to such a lengthy level, as that soundtrack is very grating. Finally, the use of Darkman did not have enough of a payoff at the end of the level, as you can see the joke of the boss from a mile away. For what it's worth, Leona did like this level quite a bit, so hey, the puzzles were in fact fun to solve. Luminous Tower Ascent by 128 up. Oh. Oh no. No! Yay.
Ow. Jeez. Oh, no. Health? That's not health. Oh,
Feels like the messenger.
Oh, you just threw me off! I jumped off me at the tornado blow.
Sorry.
Oh no. Going for... Well, actually, yeah, one of us has to try and go back if we fail, so... Ugh. Trying not to hit the things up top is gonna be a pain in the butt.
Nice.
Lug. Boss.
Yay.
Well, that sure was a tower that we fought. Yep. Whoa! Ah! No!
I mistook the vertical girder for a ladder. Somehow I did not get hurt there.
Why the jump didn't jump? Excuse me. I don't think we can get in there with that. We gotta go around.
No. Bouncy Roo. Made it.
Luna, what are you doing? I wonder what this is from. It almost reminds me of like East 1 music. Just running around the field, bump systeming everything to death. Or Crystallis a little bit too. Yay, energy!
That was lag.
Darn it! Ugh.
Oh, yeah, I guess that makes a lot more sense.
No.
And he respawned. Just tornado blow him or something.
Luna, calm down.
Luna puppy. Why puppy?
Luna, calm down. I'm in the middle of doing something.
Puppy. All of a sudden, Toho! Oop, okay, achievement.
Oh, well that's extremely rude. Luna, please, you were being a pest.
Victory!
Place your bets. Okay, Luna, stop being a pest. I'm trying to stream, puppy.
That was a good level. Like, that was really good.
Luna, calm down, please.
Gotta admit, I really like this music. It has just the right energy to get me pumped up without going overboard, and it adds a fair amount of fun to the place. Luminous Tower Ascent isn't exactly very luminous, but it very much feels like a tower given the mostly constant vertical ascent. All things considered, it's a pretty decent climb. The enemy set is a little dull, if only due to feeling generic. Wall trades and canapellas work well, though only wall trade ends up actually interesting. Regular old Mets can sometimes help, but Kanjo isn't very useful thanks to his fire threshold, barring a few instances. The gimmick end is a bit more effective, still lacking in theme, using springs in conjunction with Snaplar and Techune to get some decent scenarios. But unfortunately, while the overall difficulty curve is solid, the super speed Snaplars are an absolute pain to deal with. I usually resort to Tornado Blow with them, getting around them is a pinch more hassle than it's worth. In general, the level design is decent, but without any kind of significant theme, it can struggle to be very memorable. The only parts that stick out to me are the awesome music, the super speed obstacles, and the boss fights. Otherwise, this wasn't very memorable to me, and it wasn't as entertaining as it could have been. Speaking of bosses, the first laser tower is an effective mid-boss, simple to fight, but unique enough to be enjoyable. I was a little disappointed when the boss was just an angrier laser tower, but that faded when it started fighting. Between the attack variety and 2 weak points, the red laser tower is a respectable example of a boss's multiple health bars, and those things on high note. By and large, this is a pretty decent level. Wouldn't say it's to the point where it's completely non-distinct though, since there's a fair amount of things here to make it stand out in some form or another. Starting off, everything is structured pretty well. Enemies and gimmicks get good introductions, and the difficulty curve adjusts appropriately from there. It's clear there was a lot of thought put into the room layouts here, as just trying to rush through these will punish you more often than not. I also commend this state as being one of the only times I've ever seen Cannon Joe, an enemy I've always deemed as being kind of pointless fodder, used in an actually threatening way. That being said, the way in which he is used also ties into an overarching staple of this stage I have mixed feelings about. The most notable thing about the level design here is the precision involved with a lot of the room layouts, and mostly noticed this whenever the swinging maces got involved. There's quite a few setups involving them, and the surrounding enemies make things feel very cramped. Combined with what little room you typically have to maneuver, it ended up feeling like there were some situations where I felt it was better to just take a hit and you have to use iframes to get by. This didn't happen for every room, but still gave me the impression that some of them could stand to be a bit less cluttered. That's also probably why I enjoyed the ending stretch leading up to the boss so much, as that section gives you more leeway when it comes to avoiding things when compared to the other segments. And still manages to maintain a good challenge with the last section before the boss should have too. Then we have the boss, or rather, bosses. The mini-boss I found to be pretty decent and straightforward. Not much can really be said for him since his attacks are all kind of standard and have good telegraphs. I'll definitely take something like that for a mini-boss over something overly complex though. Thankfully, the end boss, which is an upgraded version of said mini-boss, doesn't push things too far either. Also doesn't manage to feel like a complete retry of the previous fight, given it has a good amount of variation on its attacks to keep things interesting. Overall, while I think most of the difficulty here comes from a few overly cramped rooms, I still left this stage with a pretty good impression. Ascent with Ascending Energy! I like this one. The premise is simple run-and-gun platforming fun, and that's enough to create a solid experience. It even has really catchy music to go along with it. What more can you ask for? It also managed to make Cannon Joe... It also managed to make Cannon Joe somewhat relevant as actual threatening enemies by making it so you need to get in close in order to get a line of sight. Therefore, you need to watch out for the stage hazards as you try to tackle them. The swinging hammers are excellent components to go along with the platform challenges, especially when the stage starts changing up their speed later on. It really tests the player's sense of rhythm to go along with the platforming time. The bosses are also interesting. They are stationary targets where the threats lie in the form of their projectiles, which is great for keeping players on their toes for the dodging maneuver. Very fun and engaging. I think you meant to call this normally illuminated building meander. This level's sense of identity would benefit from beefier aesthetic and gameplay theming, but the raw creativity of the challenges totally makes up for it. All I want out of the level are some fresh ideas used in interesting ways and design choices that don't aggravate me. This level delivers. Flip platforms swinging around to the other side of the wall? Smaplars shielding other enemies and acting as a jumping hazard along the ceiling? Tech units paired with springs and ladders and deviously clever setups? Yes, please. Challenges are generally fair and placed well, giving the player an appropriate amount of time to plan and react to everything. Power-ups and checkpoints are where they need to be. Special weapons are helpful without wrecking a challenge. A clear effort was made to reduce backtracking after collecting a token. That said, there's room for polish. Visual clutter, e.g. odd gaps in architecture, often distracts from the purpose of the challenge at hand. Careful and destructive. The level feels a hair too long, partially because the complexity stays relatively constant, though the difficulty increases. Repurposing a mini-boss as a boss is fine if handled a certain way, but here it's slightly anticlimactic, despite both fights feeling very professional and fun. I appreciate the attention to detail in the graphics, e.g. buildings appearing farther away as you ascend the tower. The subtleties and excellent sprite work of the boss and mini-boss. Another color to represent the background building lights would have been preferable, though. Orange is too easily mistaken for foreground. However, the overall color scheme works pretty well, and there's a good balance between indoor, skyline, and starscape segments to maintain visual interest. I hope you keep making levels. I'm curious to see what else you have in store. I like this. It's simple, but the stage design is solid. Great stage length, good checkpointing, tokens reward the player for paying attention, always a plus. It's just good stuff. The Mega Man 6 flip platforms especially have some really good use here, and despite rather safe and generic enemy set, you got good use here. It doesn't fall into the trap of not putting thought into placing. Enemies are clear what you're designed to do, and you do it. And with laser focus on gimmicks and enemies, it continues to iterate on the stage mechanics and feels super cohesive. And graphically, it looks rather nice, doesn't it? The two bosses are a net positive to the level. The mid boss is very, very simple, but does its job. And the rather more complex shot patterns of the end boss are rather challenging. The fight ultimately feels rewarding to defeat. It's rare to see an end boss iterate on an earlier encounter in Mega Man, but this stage pulls it off, as despite the obvious similarities, they feel like very different fights. I'm not sure the end boss quite justifies its 2 health bars, but at the same time I can't really say it drags its feet, which is good. Must also give props to the rather great attack tells both have. I did find the stage does just rack up damage to the player over time, and I'm of the opinion certain challenges ask a bit much of the player to avoid. Especially when the Mega Man 5 swinging maces get involved, but there's not too many instances of this. It's never egregious, since just tight timing leads to an untimely damage rather than untimely death. Some of the backtracking and retreading familiar ground if you go for the tokens is also just that bit of extra annoyance. Some slight modifications to level layouts could have smoothed this over. And while the stage does look nice, ultimately the theming is really generic. And that is to the stage's severe detriment. It is a good Joe's Met City level, but it's still a Joe's Met City level, and those are a dime a dozen even within a main series. I think the theme will hinder how memorable it really is going forward. Because when I came back to review it, I had forgotten the stage's existence, which is a shame, because I really like the stage.
Go. It was time to dry off while we go to the next level.
Dark Castle by Cape Luigi Yoshi.
Kirby.
Oh, it's that Dark Castle. Oh, you're immune to Right, that makes sense.
Oh no, they have taken our powers instead. Uh-oh.
Oop. Flippy-gabba.
Uh-oh.
I think it's this way.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or either way.
Mm.
Is that a dumpster? What the heck?
I have no idea.
Hey, you keep you keep going and it can't track you. Oh no! Auto-scrolling. Oh no! Auto-scrolling and blowing up bridges.
I'm not even sure what happened there. Huh? Ah. Nice. Poor Waddle Dee.
That's a lot of nuts.
What?
What? Uh-oh. Well. That's a little shot on functionality there.
Nice! Another E-tank. For the pile.
Ah!
Bye. There's a lot of dudes.
There are indeed a lot of dudes. Hi, Hectorite. Weak to normal shot. Okay.
Sprites based on Meta Knight sprites written by the helpfully named Some Guy. Yay! Hey, it actually works. Woo! Woo! Woo!
Whoa!
Wind! Ah! What?
We need a
We
thing.
need to switch us. We need to switch somewhere.
Hopefully it wasn't up ahead.
Do we even know which direction is ahead?
No.
I'm guessing left.
I
think it's left. I think progress is left, rather, which means the switch is probably this way. If I had to guess.
There it is.
Yay! One for both of us. Go, 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 go! Ow.
Wahoo! Ah! Nice! That's hard with 2 players to get to that. There is some weirdness going on above.
Yeah. Probably a long fall. A platforming thing. Checkpoint. Oh.
Yeah, I figured that's what it was going to be, but it's like we didn't spend enough time to look at it. Bubbles!
Dun, 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 dun. It's Gooey! Hi! Good job there! So, credit stuff, let's see. Most of the original Kirby Strike rips were from Gander, except for the Buki sets ripped by Nemu. There's a bunch of stuff modified from GevKit Dev Team DevWorks, so dev credit, what else? Oh hey, did you find a secret? Because I sure didn't! Nice. Time to fight DDD! Dark matter DDD, oh no!
Oh, it's not a violent. Oh no!
What?
Oh no! Yep, has the typical Wily battle annoyance of being out of range constantly.
Hit it with, like, magnetic shockwave or something. He's out of reach. That's weird.
Ah!
Yay! I like the DDD spray there. That's funny.
What did we get? We got...
Prince of Cannock, dead.
Wahoo!
I like that. I would like to apologize to any Let's Players going through this game. Unfortunately, I'm not sure how we can avoid a copyright claim on this one. At any rate, this is a cute Kirby level, and it captures the design of its source quite nicely. It has a fun selection of enemies, my personal favorite being the Buki sets and the Waddle Dee Walkers, and it has some entertaining gimmick selections, particularly the Wind Room and Auto Skulls. I also really like the Rainbow Drop token. That was a nostalgia trip for me, having played Kirby's Dream Land 2 myself, and the puzzle was very fair. Unfortunately, Kirby level design doesn't quite work for Mega Man. The Mega Man series thrives to challenge players, teaching them how to tame the wolves before throwing them into the wolves' den. In Kirby's case, you're still being taught to how to make things work, but you're never really thrown to the fire until you start going beyond the regular final boss. As a result, this level design doesn't seem to go anywhere with its gimmicks, so they definitely aren't forgotten either. For other problems, the Swords of Buki sets, the first interior room and first big interior after Wispy, work great with Kirby's mobility, but Mega Man doesn't compare, so those sections are a mess. Ending things off, the two bosses are pretty great. Wispy Devil is my favorite of the two. He's an excellent hybrid between the Tree and Cyclops, making an entertaining enemy that I wish had a little more HP. DDD Capsule is fun enough, and I appreciate how the second phase amps up his attacks. However, he has a typical Capsule problem, spending too much time out of the player's reach. He's not as bad in the first phase, but the Dark Lightning is non-threatening, lengthy, and he's out of reach when he uses it, meaning a ton of vexing hang time. It's still not a bad fight, but it can be a bit tedious without weapons. Presentation-wise, I think this is a pretty solid level. Admittedly, I need water. Skub-bub-bub-bub, skibidi-boy! Woo! Okay, let's see, where was I? Presentation-wise, I think this is a pretty solid level. Admittedly, I have pretty limited experience with the Kirby series itself, but I was still able to pick up on and recognize most of the details and references here. As for the actual state itself, I found it to be kind of a mixed bag. The main issue I found here is that similar to some Kirby games, at least the ones that I played, what the heck is happening with Parsec right now? Oh no! Connection was lost. Hi, you there? I got disconnected.
Pot stickers.
Hi, I got disconnected.
Oh no, you did? That's weird. Hold on. Of course, when I'm picking up the thing for my dinner here.
As for the actual stage itself, I found it to be kind of a mixed bag. The main issue I found here is that it's similar to some Kirby games, at least the ones I've played. It's very little in keyboard. The way of challenge here. Granted, it's not always like that, as there's a number of rooms where you need to pay attention to what's going on. The second room just after the mini-boss is a good example, since all the weapon copying enemies are positioned in a way that can easily punish you if you don't react and move accordingly. For every room like that one, however, there's several more that don't pose much of a threat. One example being the room with a group of Spark Chaser copying enemies lined up below you, who you can easily ignore by continually sliding to the right. The progression in the stage bounces back and forth between situations like that, which ultimately make for a pretty middling experience. This unfortunately extends to the bosses as well. The mini-boss has a nice design and idea behind him with the devil-esque attack, but he goes down too fast to be enjoyable, which I guess is par for the course of Ridgely Woods, but I would like to see more of him beyond a single cycle of attacks. As for DDD, I found this fight to be pretty fun at first. He mostly avoids the usual Wily Capsule syndrome and actually stays within a decent range of your Buster's shots, at least until the second phase hits. Once that happens, it's basically a coin toss as to whether or not it'll be at a level where you can hit him. I think he also could have stood to have a little more attack variety in this phase, and I found myself getting bored of the fight toward the end. He only really seems to have 3 attacks, with the only remotely threatening one being the 4 projectiles he sends out that have the typical Wily Capsule-esque delay and homing on them. Overall, however, I wouldn't really call this a bad stage. Like I said, the presentation and ideas present here are on point, and some of the routes can actually be fun to traverse through and need to make you pay attention. It's just a good portion of them are filled with non-threatening enemy places, and the bosses are a bit too easy. While I feel those issues definitely hold the stage back, I don't think it would take that much effort to fix it up into a more engaging stage. It's got a lot of potential, and I'd love to see a more refined version of it. Scale the Evil Pillar! The cute and nice Kirby's Dream Land 2 crossover level. Coincidentally, this isn't the only entry where the Dark Castle music plays. Neat touch with the night enemies attacking based on the contest weapons. Could do with maybe a slight health reduction though, they're quite plentiful showing up throughout the stage. Not really a fan of the room where it's a bunch of them at once where you have to quickly run to avoid the falling blocks. I found a weird quirk with the disappearing blocks where its fate timer seems to keep ticking down even when time is supposed to be stopped, for example from life pickups. Cyborg Whiskey Woods is kind of a weird concept, it says it's a cool mini-boss regardless. Dark Matter DDD spends an annoying amount of time out of reach of that laser attack he likes to spam. Otherwise, the boss, wait.
What?
My cords are all tangled up.
Oh.
That's a little better. Otherwise, the boss... Oh, right. I can't use this. Is fine for being a capsule-style boss. I like that Galactonite secret. That was a good subversion to the Combustman joke, where you can clearly see the block above him slowly inching down to crush him. Not understanding what Gooey means by super secret. Was Galactonite the super secret? But then it shows you the right weapon sequence in order to get to the Gooey room with the token in the first place? Confused. Wait, did it?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Pardon me, but I believe you're looking for the Make a Good Kirby level contest, which is down the hall. From the aesthetics to the layout to the gameplay, absolutely everything about this level feels exactly right for Kirby. Top marks for atmosphere. Well, okay, I'm unhappy with how the weapon blocks are painfully obvious instead of loosely disguised as foreground. See Kirby's Adventure. The tokens are practically given away. Functionally, most everything is neat and tidy. Long load times and a couple of enemy and mini-boss quirks are the only shortcomings. There's an inherent novelty to dropping Mega Man into someone else's game, but there's also an art to determining which elements will make an effective crossover. These challenge arcs make good use of Wind, Crumbling Blocks, Gordo, and other Kirby staples that have analogs in the Mega Man world. Occasionally, though less frequently and less prominently than I'd like, ideas from the two franchises are merged to create something new. Buki Set, Wispy Devil, and DDD are especially effective. At the same time, Buki-set is a troublemaker. I love all the different weapon variants. I don't love how they're arranged. The easiest encounters are at the end of the level, the messiest ones are at the beginning when the player is trying to learn each variant's pattern, and the most deliberately crafted ones are too easily overcome by standing in place and mashing a fire button, a problem shared by some non-Buki-set challenges too. Miscellaneous thoughts. The level could have been one section shorter. The final puzzle challenge is nicely tricky. Checkpoints and power-ups are just right. The Meta Knight secret is fun. I was hoping for a good Mega Man level. I got a good Kirby level that understands enough about aesthetics, design, creativity, and functionality to do pretty well in the Mega Man contest. This is a very competent, charming, and enjoyable level, let down slightly by the lack of any real difficulty. It is nice to see a level take full advantage of the theming and not do a half-baked job of it. Graphically, the stage is very well drawn, animated, and assembled. However, the level being mostly monochrome and the background tiles being so messy was quite distracting on the eyes. This made certain aspects, such as spikes, blend in and became very repetitive quickly. The repetitive nature applies to other areas of the level. The enemies using your weapons was a neat idea and gave the stage cohesion, but their overuse made the player feel like they'd worn out their welcome by the end. The rest of the enemy set was nice, simple, got the job done, and never pushed hard enough. The whole effect of this level is felt very tame, as the level never got any harder from the start to end, barring a couple of sequences. The level was a little on the long side, and had it gone any longer, it would start to drag. The level really suffers from a lack of difficulty progression. The puzzle tower was a really neat idea. Admittedly, I didn't get to experience it for myself blind, but during the proxy play, Leona and I were worried all 8 weapons would be expected. The Wispy Devil is a really competent devil fight, plus it dies quickly, always a positive with devils. The DDD capsule looked cool, was well animated, but it was just as easy as the level. The lightning attack was simply a waste of player timing, so easy to avoid. While there appears to be quite a hit of criticism, this is still a really good level to both watch and play, and I got to experience for myself, and ended up really enjoying what was there in the level. Just wish it was a bit more challenging. It's boss time! Tier 13 boss. Recombining signatures. One of the screens?
Wait, right into the wrong room. Oh no, what if I'm caught without a ticket? Hey, that janitor over there gave me directions.
Your time has come, Bastion. The show is just about to start. You even managed to avoid the adverts.
Deathman? No. No, not you of all robots. What?
Would some food or drink from a concession stand ease you?
You say that like I haven't already had a fast food serving Grim Reaper try to kill me.
Please, do not compare me to that rage-fueled skeleton. I never felt any anger toward the robots I had to hunt down and decommission, only remorse. But that was never my true calling. This new, quiet life brings me peace.
Does it? He's just trying to lower my guard, isn't he?
Yes, it does. Whether it's ushering in the moviegoers, sweeping up the dropped popcorn, or silencing anyone who dares make noise during a film. So many loud, obnoxious phones have felt the bite of my scythe.
Are you trying to calm me down, or are you not? Huh?
I am not here to make you watch your life flash before you're on the big screen. All I ask from you is to help me fulfill my duty as tier boss, and to accept my compliments.
Your compliments?
I see a lot of myself in you. We both desire to settle down and live outside the spotlight, but are constantly doomed to hunt dangerous robots. So I truly mean it when I say, you ought to be in the pictures. Bastion, your sentence is death!
Oh, okay. I don't even know who you are. Whoa, that's annoying. Oh no! Luna, that is my food. Can you stop? That is stupidly hard to avoid. Excuse me. Luna, please stop.
Let's see.
That attack is awful. Luna, cut it out.
Nice.
Jeez. 80%.
Real dedication.
It's almost a pun.
Meanwhile. What an absolute disgrace. My plans ignored, thrown in the garbage, my reputation ruined, my evil flair disrespected. What to do now? What to do? Oh, the glorious Dr. Regal. You spent so long planning your every move and now you're at a loss. How detestable. It would be easier if that wily fool's patrol robots were not attacking me at every opportunity. I'm lucky to have a moon of peace. Evil peace, that is.
Shut up.
Have I spoken too soon? Not another guard robot. Certainly wasn't expecting anyone else to be this far in the outskirts of a gauntlet. Let alone someone with a gaudy outfit talking to themselves. Ah, you're not one of Dr. Wywood's cheap sentries. You're one of the tournament contestants, aren't you? Don't tell me that you're just a straggler from the paparazzi. Far from it, in fact. Perhaps you could think of me as a potential sponsor. I quite heavily vibe with your delightfully evil appearance, you know. What was that for? Your type is far from subtle. I have no sympathy for people like you. Figured it wasn't a coincidence that you were dressed up like a wannabe evil ruler. You heroes and villains have no purpose other than leaving behind fields of waste brought about by your arrogance. Get out of my sight. You're a smart one, aren't you? Figures there would be at least one to see through my darkened veil. I sense so much hatred boiling in your heart, though. Why not put aside our differences and raise the world together? Do you fancy yourself a manipulator? You're completely ridiculous. I'm sure that right now, while you stroke your own ego, you're already planning your theatrical moment of betrayal. I don't have time for this nonsense. If you won't crawl away like the scum that you are, I'll be off on my own. Hey, I'm not done with you yet. You get back here now. Good boy. Yeah! I think that was the last of those blasted nuts. Woe be the evil genius on a string of detestably terrible bad luck. If I cannot break into the tournament and no one will take my side, how shall I re-enter the grand stage of villainy? Element Man? What was that infernal sound? Was that coming from you? This is Pokemon music, I think. I see what's going on here. Confusion techniques won't work against an evil genius such as myself.
What is...
Get away from me, you disgusting goblin! I won't let myself be taken hostage by a foul beast like you! Hostage, that's it. I know my next vile move! Leave it to someone as brilliant as I to make connections like this at the lowest of lows. Thank you, angry goblin man, for providing me with the inspiration I needed. Ta-ta! I hope you've been enjoying our time in the spotlight, Bastion. Advanced darkness like you've never seen shall soon envelop you. Oh no, he's gonna turn the power off.
Okay, what?
Alright, Proto Man. Dr. Lind has been developing something in the hotel's training area. When it opens, you should visit it. Not only will we find it quite useful, but it seems someone has snuck something extra in behind your back. You see a training dummy there? Attack it until it can take no more. Then, it will tell you the rest. What do I mean by that? That's something you'll have to learn for yourself. Let's check it out! Hi, Element Man. Still can't understand you. Nice costume. I was thinking about buying that one. How's it fit? Do you like how it looks in the mirror? It is a costume, right? If not, they're selling your likeness upstairs. Centaur, Chill, Gravity, Hornet, Metal, Plant, Quick, and Ringman are history. Competitors are dropping like baby flies. All 8 Robot Masters gave the same explanation. They didn't realize anyone thought they were competing. Said Metal Man, who holds a welcome ceremony in the street? I thought the tournament pass I got was a free spectator ticket. Fans are disappointed, but also relieved to know why their chosen champions are just waiting around for folks to talk to them. This is getting ridiculous.
Anybody else new around?
Oh, it shows that the bolts you're finding in the simulations are designed to be unreadable outside the tournament. He would disclose the science behind them, but he assures me anyone who tried to take their riches home would be unhappy. So I suppose I can condone a little frivolous shopping. I hear there are 4 vendors up on the plaza level. I've spent so long cooped up in one fortress or another, surrounded only by my own creations. Being out here in public, spending time with other humans, discovering new robots I've never seen. It reminds me why I want to conquer the world. Wahahaha! The apex predator of the pack. So fast that you cleared every tier far before the grand finale. I guess I actually have time to waste on small fry like you now. Yeah, what of it? I'd like to think we share some traits. A desire for the struggle. A tank running through your integrated circuit. Till you burst through the other side, dead or alive? Wouldn't have thought someone else here got it. Props to you. Strangest thing happened to me. I had an undead robot just outside the hotel. He told me about his research on souls, and I agreed to help him out. Suddenly there were 4 of me. Wild, right? I went to a weird place called the File Select menu to do it. You know what else he said? He said I have a soul, and it's top of the line! Yay.
3? What happened to 2?
What happened to 2?
Keep reading Bastion's lights. Who are you?
These guys, man. What's up, Bastion?
Oh, Slizer! Long time no see. What? Really?
I suppose it has been a while, but the winds of fate have their reasons. As you can see, I've been doing better than ever. Kept up my training and I only get cooler every day. But luckily left you in the dust by now. Sorry, pal.
As if. Keep your eyes on that TV screen. And nothing but cool this whole tournament. No, if you're here, I would thought you would join too. What's wrong? Scared of going up against me? What?
Ha! Like I'd waste my time in a contest full of amateurs. There'd be no pride in that for a warrior like me. Really though, I just happen to be busy. Dr. Katamaru is such a slob, I have to pick up the slack on our taxes. Since I missed out on the tournament, I decided to get my fix for conflict another way. By hanging out with my #1 hater, Saberman. We clashed into the parking lot until our swords broke, and we're having an eating contest while we wait for repairs. Go kick some more butt, Bastion. Our time together may have been brief, but I really cherish having you by my side, partner.
Likewise, I really felt like we could dominate any challenge together. Huh? Saberman, I never thought you'd be hanging out with Slicer of all people.
Me neither. Last thing I would want is to be around any ninja ever. Glad he offered to be paid for my meal in exchange for a duel. Now that I cannot refuse. Standing back and throwing shurikens from afar. Such a dishonorable fighting style. Yet despite how much I hated him, for a moment I was almost enjoying my anger. I'm here recovering my energy for the next round. Good luck, Bastion. That hunter woman seems like a mighty opponent.
You got anything to do here?
Social interaction, that's what I've been missing. How's your achievement book? Blood. 30! Let's celebrate! Yay, plushies.
Gurman.
Stall woman. Good times.
Okay then.
I didn't do it! You can't prove it was me! The ketchup was like that when I got there! You wanna buy some spike balls?
You don't want to sell me spike balls.
Nah, I don't want to sell you spike balls.
I want to go home and rethink your life.
I want to go home and... Wait, no, I want to sell you spike balls. So... Yes? First of us all, correct? Part of me can't help but be worried. Don't be. I can take care of myself. I typically prefer to quiet nights at the bar, but even I can find some enjoyment in the bustle of the tournament. It does make it significantly hard to find parking for my giant frog, however. I got all excited because I heard this place has tons of rails. I thought I could travel anywhere. Ales. They have ales, not rails. My rage is keeping me afloat until my ride shows up. Alright, let's check out the training room. Where's the dummy? Okay. Where's the dummy?
I don't know.
Well, let's go find it.
I don't know. I saw it before.
What's this on the left? Okay. Maybe it's somewhere else. I don't think this is working.
No, I guess not. Where the heck is the training dummy? I could have sworn there was one. I've seen people using it. Not in here, this is the cheat shop.
Is it in our room?
No? I have no idea where this is at.
Let's see.
Maybe we can go in the room. What?
No.
What? Okay. We haven't fought all of these before.
Yeah, but we fought some of them. See you on the flip side.
Okay. Soft lock.
Great.
Yeah, soft lock again. Well,
Woof.
hopefully it saved that. Otherwise, we're kind of not going to be able to do it except in single player. I guess I have to restart. No, stop, Luna, get out from under there.
Luna puppy, what are you doing? Why are you doing?
Stop! I am
What
not
is what?
trying to open IRC. Go away.
What is up with the pup?
She is being
What is
a
up
pest.
with the pup?
Game's still opening. I'll hit accept once it's open here. What the heck? Soft locks, hard locks, locks.
Missing training dummy.
Luna, stop it. It didn't work. I have to restart. I can't control anything. Ugh. I guess I need to wait for it to load more. What's the matter with it? Do you need out or something? What's the matter? Long load times. Okay, now I can do stuff, so... Lakota, okay. Do you need something? What are you doing? Stop. I guess we can go and... Oh, there is something there now. Stop! Lakota! No! Okay, so that is unlocked. I think Lakota needs out. Give me a second. You should not get caught in the cords blocked. You need out? What's the matter? What are you doing? You get outside. Come on. Let's go. Come on, Rat. Luna! Do not try to steal stuff off that plate. Lakota had a passenger. Gecko fell on his head and ran outside. Nothing for kids.
Greetings, fortunate test subject. We're trying out contest weapons today. For details, talk to my pals around the room. Switch between contest weapons and the regular ones. Use a quick menu or press quick menu on the pause menu. Okay, but where's the training dummy?
Hey, we found the dummy yet?
Not yet. I'm looking in this area. Whoops. Oh wait, maybe the dummies are in like the weapon trial, in the weapon tutorial simulations. Let's go back outside.
There it is.
Oh yeah, there's one.
How long is this gonna take?
Thank you for talking to me. What can I get you? Yes, good. A scavenger hunt is in order. Find and destroy 15 of my brethren, one specific dummy in every tier. If you fail to find them, he will know despair. And ask me for hints, I imagine, so come to me for hints. Return to me when you finish. The reward will disappoint you. No, bad. I hate tangerines, therefore I ate them all. Anguish is delicious.
So, okay.
What are the other options? Yes, good. Ignore skip teleports and special weapons. Never trade tokens for upgrades. Reject the tools at your disposal. Life is best when needlessly difficult. Yes, good. Try talking like this all day.
Okay then.
Alright. Cool. Scavenger hunt. You're just in time. I'm collecting data on the capabilities of the so-called contest weapons, and I could use your help. Contest weapons are an alternative to your regular weapons inspired by foes from the simulations. Banshee Woman, Wreck Man, Lantern Man, Prism Woman, Propeller Woman, Cable Woman, Shoe Man, Cassette Man, Beat Man, King Man, Reel Man, and Static Man as well. Talk to the Weapons Archive bots, they'll be happy to tell you more.
I don't think it works like that.
Nothing happened.
I think we have to go in the thing.
I guess.
Or it doesn't work in multiplayer.
I don't understand anything.
I'm guessing it doesn't work in multiplayer. Yeah, I'm guessing it doesn't work in multiplayer.
That's disappointing. Using Propeller Vortex holds fire to shred things above you with a stream of wind? Discs? Spinny boys. The vortex pulls in items that aren't too heavy, such as bolts and capsules. While firing, your body acts as a propeller, so you can float slowly to the ground when you're in the air.
No, it just doesn't seem to work in multiplayer.
Okay, it just doesn't work. Fix your game, devs!
Yeah, it just doesn't work in multiplayer.
Alright, well, on to tier 14, I guess.
We have to find one in each tier. Hopefully it's not in, like, the levels. World Gym! Oh, well, there he is.
There's one. Yay!
CrossFit Man! There's Mr.
Oh no, it's the giant spearman! Nice, Cerberus, man. So, this is where Ernest expects us to train. I'm not particularly impressed. True strength comes from the desire to pursue a cause, not from punching cloth.
Hold on, Lakota. I'll get you in, buddy.
I've heard tales of the dummies here taking on a life of their own, however. Perhaps they too have desires. I'm guessing that theirs is to some effect of, I want to leave as soon as possible.
You will choke on that. You do not chew on that.
Hey, welcome to the world-class gym. This is one of the most cutthroat gauntlets. You find plenty of challengers training here in high-quality simulations to tackle. It's rare to keep it cool and to not break the gym equipment. It's not that hard to repair, but it's still kind of annoying. Dongon Factory. Oh boy.
Okay. He is in... What level we got now?
Dongon Factory by Jupy Hornet and Silorius. That's a lot of tokens.
Yes, it is. What is a Dongan, anyways?
It's a game by Spike Chunsoft about high school kids killing each other.
Yeah, I know that part, but... It's also where it got, like, severely censored over here, and all the blood is, like, hyper pastels and stuff like that. Which is really dumb, but, hey... You want, like, Lisa Frank blood, that's the game for it over here. I think it's mostly they did it for Europe, and just had it over here too. Hey, oh, there's the token. I was gonna say, it didn't look like it was showing up. Ah.
That was ineffective. Rush spike. Go, puppy, go! Yeah!
It's about the only way I could see getting that. What the heck?
That checks out.
That enemy is very annoying with Time Waster.
I think the Dungons are the missiles.
Huh! Thank you, the lag from picking up the item energy. Oh, this is a pain on the eyes.
Too much steam.
It's already busted.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You probably gotta go along the bottom. No, but I guess we go like this. Ow. That works.
I'm surprised that hit me there, but whatever. Hey, no health for the checkpoint.
Going up. Nice. I was supposed to have given you some health. nice transition.
Woohoo! Stuff. Yay, health. Ah, frickin' lag. Darn it.
That was also lag.
Some of these tokens are a pain to get here.
Oops.
Ah! Darn it! You got hit and lagged me into the spikes. Parsec or whatever. Actually, that's the game itself, not Parsec. That's regular Mega Man, like, power up and get lagged.
Oh.
Darn. I was trying to hold that back for a bit, but no such luck. Stupid bingo ball thing.
Go, Patty. Ah. Nice.
Ow.
Yeah!
Ah! Lag splat. That's a lot of dudes.
Yeah. Look at that guy! Yay!
Luna. Pest.
Luna puppy.
We got silver. Woven memories. Okay. We got Ringman. Another dupe. My goodness. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Wow, Flashman gave it a perfect score for design.
Huh.
Ace hated it, though. They say first impressions are one of the most important things for communication, and Dangan Factory makes an excellent first impression. It also makes an excellent mid-level impression with one of the best signals that yes, the gloves are off. This makes good use of its assets. The challenges created with girders and conveyor belts are quite fun. And there's some interesting setups with Ballade missiles like the Club Token. At the same time, Red Machine Gun Joe makes a decent obstacle when he's not a required kill, and Susie is an effective slowdown opponent. That said, there's no real theme to these enemies or gimmicks, which hurts the level's meta.
Yes, Susie was an effective slowdown opponent. So was Bastion whenever we got hit or picked up an item.
And since it feels generic, a lot of the challenges run together, becoming an indistinct blob of bullets and platforms. I genuinely forgot that Bonfire shows up in the second half, but it's a shame as he's the most thematic opponent here. But the real flaw? The only time I really noticed the difficulty curve was the halfway aesthetic transition. Otherwise, the sheer amount of diff spikes disguises a lot of the difficulty variety, which hurts both the level's curve and memorability. That's not to say there isn't one, quite the contrary. Earlier sections threaten you more and more to just screw up and lose your platform, whereas later sections actually try to skewer you. Plus, the spike amount is never truly unfair for the player. That said, a level can't become deadly if it already starts deadly, which contributes to a level design that feels indistinct on its own. Beyond that, while the opening and midpoint are all around excellent, the ending is a bit of a letdown. There's no real climax before we reach the boss. The stark contrast with the impressive spike elevator halfway through a level ends as we fall in this hallway full of broken down Dangans. And for all the build-up he gets, ending the level on just a Dangan man feels like a huge waste. I'm glad he's here, but the big corpse pile leading up to him ended up being an excellent setup for disappointment. This is a very solid level altogether. Doesn't do anything too flashy, save for its aesthetics. Visually, it's absolutely wonderful and easily a contender for one of the best looking stages in the whole contest. The actual stage design isn't anything too complex, but it does manage to stand out on its own thanks to good usage of gimmicks and enemy synergy. Of course, there were a few parts here and there where I felt the enemies didn't mesh all that well with the room layouts. You can easily run past some of the Dicky Bombs and the Machine Gun Joes early on.
No, Luna.
This does become less and less of an issue as the stage goes on, though. The overall difficulty progression seems to be pretty even, save for probably the one segment I didn't like that much, the elevator. There's not a whole lot of leeway for squeezing into some of the final gaps in the spikes there, but thankfully there is a checkpoint directly afterwards to help mitigate this a bit. All that aside, there's one final issue with this level regarding the ending. Normally I don't knock the use of dead kit bosses against the level, but this one is a special case. The ominous build-up before the boss doors made me think I was about to say something big, only to be met with Vanilla Dangan Man instead. You can't just tease me with such well-crafted, spooky build-up and give you something mundane. Ultimately, despite that one major fumble at the end, I did end up enjoying my time at this level. Really nice job on this one. Factory over to Sunset. What a beautiful stage. The aesthetics, the dynamic changes, the atmospheres are all excellently crafted. The Super Mario Bros.-like platforms are a simple gimmick, but the stage really squeezed it to its full potential.
Now's not the time to play, puppy.
Working together well with the missiles, conveyor belts, even spikes. The difficulty is just right and the platforming throughout felt nice and fair. The challenge rooms of the tokens are all short and sweet, making creative use of the stage's gimmicks. Bonus points are placing them next to checkpoints, so it's easy to retry them again. It looks like most assets used here are from the base engine as well, so well done relying only on unmodified stuff. The only real downside I could think of is that the music is a bit unnerving sounding to me, though, but that's probably intentional. I also find it quite amusing with the fact that the hallway before the boss gives off such an eerie vibe thanks to silence and ominous backdrop, only to be subverted completely by the goofy design of Dangan Man. That one gave me a good laugh. This is how you do level design. Thoughtfully, deliberately, pick a theme and stick with it. Show the player something new, then test them on it. Gradually ramp up the difficulty and complexity, make every object count. Anticipate where the player will need a break, a power-up, a chance to reset the room. Leverage the aesthetics and challenge progression to tell a story without saying a word. The layout is intuitive, and I appreciate how the one token path loops back to the main path without skipping any screens. The learning curve is incredibly smooth, with a series of smaller challenge arcs driven by section-specific enemies expertly layered over top of one long challenge arc with the moving platforms. This makes for a satisfying, well-paced experience that renders the screen count irrelevant. The level never feels too long. Familiar setups, Susie blocking hallways, Joe's guarding ladders, dodging spikes on an elevator, intermingle with rather innovative ones. Hurry off this line of platforms, watch your aim or you'll destroy the floor. I'm particularly partial to the missile puzzle with invincible blocks. Technical complaints are minor. Invincible blocks are inconsistently affected by gravity. And the elevator shaft has some wonky invisible collision at the bottom. Overbearing pitch bends in the Mega Man Soccer cover and a jarringly unappealing boss scene take away from a soundscape that is otherwise masterful, especially when it comes to the use of silence. Gorgeous graphics and memorable set pieces get my hopes up for a couple surprises that never arrive. There are no secrets hidden in the clouds, and an awesomely ominous junkyard of the end culminates in regular old Donut Man. Fine, but disappointing. Even if a few creative and aesthetic elements keep me from being more than modestly blown away, I respect the heck out of this level. More like this, please. This level really takes too long to get going. The first half offers little in the way of originality, challenge, and fails to engage the player at all. The enemy selection does not help. Joe's just waste of player time when used like this, and the other enemies were not much better. The explosive platforms almost felt like an afterthought, and the whole thing felt really easy. Club token in the room before it are the first signs of life in the level and almost catch a player off guard. The lift segment was neat, the spikes blended in a bit much, and the transition into the clouds was surprising. The second half of the level hit, and it got quite a bit better. Suddenly, the vertical platform use became challenging, and the use of explosive platforms was more intelligent. The enemies stopped being time wasters, and it felt like there was a bit of flow for the first time. The atmosphere in this segment is much stronger than the first half, although ending on Donut Man after such a strong build-up was a bit underwhelming. Despite being quite generic, the aesthetics are really strong here, and I've always had a soft spot for Mega Man Soccer and X6 music. I need water before we start.
How are you controlling me? What the heck?
Arrow keys. No slacking off here on my part. I'm always on the grind 74 hours, 74 hours, 20 days a week, yes. I'm strengthening the alloys in my body so I can grow shooting one of the dots just by ramming into them. Yeah, I've heard that only the best of the best train here, so I've come here to improve my skills. The tournament contestants they come here fit right in with the legends I've heard. Not just you, but others too. Service Man, Forge Woman, Hunter Woman, even Element Man. What power. Presto's a loser, though. Ruins of a Forbidden Kingdom. I need water and a thingy. I need water and a thingy. And you need cheap views on somewhere. Get out of here, bot.
Oh, you already got it? Alright. Frickin' bots, man. Alright.
I'm not in place to judge, but personally I'd rather live a life that keeps me fit than pay some poxy subscription. And again, I work doing what I love. Some that's an even bigger privilege and wealth. Ooh, wow.
Yep. Blacksmithing and forging is definitely a way to get swole. It requires a lot of muscle.
Mhm. What was it at this level?
I forgot.
I think there's an option somewhere in the options to show stuff like that.
We'll see it when we get through it here. But...
Alright.
Nope.
What? No!
Well,
Game, please. The start button is supposed to close the menu, not select an option on the menu. That's just dumb. That's also dumb. I can't make my jumps. It's Scully Joe. Bye.
falling skeletons. Lovely parallax scrolling.
Yep.
Yay! Okay, I guess that's a way to deal with that. Oh, I partly spread.
I thought we were just gonna fall straight down.
I thought so too.
Oh, that doesn't work.
Ah! Oh no, Bastion turned into a Roo there.
Oh, that didn't work.
Ah! Luna, please. Darn, I got another sneeze trying to build up. Okay. Wahoo! Oh, I can go through those. That... I didn't know that. Well, I do now.
Okay, so here's a thought. Make Wily Wars an Archipelago randomizer, because like it's 4 Mega Man games in one, and you can shuffle pickups around maybe if you can like get all the games to share memory
I
somehow.
don't know if Wily Wars will work great though. I don't know if they've got it to work to complete the game. Because it never used to, like, work after you beat all 3 games. Plus, all 3 games is a long, long thing.
That's true, but, like, you can set your goal to just beat 1 Wily, or beat all 3 or 4, or what have you.
Have to get damage to get in, eh? Well, okay then.
Nor just blowing away with tornadoes. Oh boy.
Whoa! Aga! I'm always wary of pits in case they have up and downs. Not like that type of up and down. Oh, that lags out when you swing and I jump off, jeez.
Ha! No! Made it.
Why is there a checkpoint underneath the... Oh, that's why.
Boo! Can't believe my trap actually worked. You fell for that so easily. Now, Bastion. I'm not Bastion. Here comes the part where I swiftly destroy you once and for all!
He saw the point... Well, that's definitely not Bastion either. That's not what his dragon form looks like.
I'm not doing this right now. Oh, cool.
It's a wyvern with tiny wings. Tiny wingburn. Ow.
Oh, it's Shovel Man music. Or Shovel Knight, rather.
Man, you really do not take much damage from the Buster, do you? Yeah, we're using your weakness because the Buster is going to take forever. That fire is really hard to dodge.
Got him! Long death animation.
Yes, it was. Gee.
Alright, what was this level called? What?
Maniac Mansion.
From Maniac Mansion. Okay. Well, certainly the right vibe for a ruined kingdom. The skyline's foreboding, the castle is gray and lifeless, and the whole place is infested with bats, crows, and undead legions. Well, they're all robots, but you get the point. My main aesthetic issue was with Quickman. He was such a stark contrast from everything else that it took me out of the experience, and I felt like there were better ways to execute that jump scare. As for the level, this was surprisingly quaint. The enemy selection is good and simple, keeping things interesting without going overboard. Props go out to Skullman and Docrin, both of whom did more than I'm used to seeing from them. I also like Shadow Mega Man and the Bats, although the former Telegraph could use a little animation. The structural blocks are both appropriate and effective, with more variety than expected. Some fun points go to Dunking Skeleton Joe for standing on them. That gave me a chuckle. As for the pendulums, I appreciate that they were used without a massive horde of spikes involved. It was a very different experience from Jewel Man. Sadly, while the design is solid, the level's aesthetic works against it. This is primarily because everything is gray, including the fake platforms that the Sirens are standing on, and the destructible blocks. That is havoc for readability, and the level already has gray bricks and gray pillars for solid platforms. Having the destructible blocks as just smaller gray pillars was not wise. I'm thankful that enemies and pendulums have some colors. The alternative would not only make the level less readable, it would also make things unsufferably dull to look at. Fortunately, the bosses are not dull fights. Devil Tower's attack variety is excellent, and the fight is straightforward and fun, with a little annoying when it hits against. The Giant Dragon is an awesome climax after that awkward cutscene. It's a tense encounter with fun attacks and a great battlefield. It's really satisfying to kill. It does get a smidge too dicey in the second phase. Considering the scrolling, semi-randomized battlefield, turning everything up to 11 may not have been the best decision. Still, it's a fun fight and a satisfying ending. It helps that not everything in there is gray. Easily one of the best castle-themed stages I played across this contest. Sure, it has its share of problems, but the positives highly outweigh the negatives with this one. The level design is really solid here, as nearly every section is backed by proper introductions and a reasonable difficulty curve along with some pretty good gimmick usage. While I wouldn't say it does anything groundbreaking with the destructible blocks and jewel slings, the challenges surrounding them are still perfectly fine for the most part. The only one time where it gets to be too much is the third token room. Doing it the intended way, jumping across the jewel slings, is easily the most precise and difficult part of the stage, to the point where I honestly think it's not worth doing without using a magnet beam. Thankfully, none of the other rooms are anywhere near as demanding and are generally both well structured and enjoyable to traverse. However, while the level design itself is quite good, I feel this stage is lacking somewhat in the visual department. The design of the tiles and backgrounds details aren't bad per se, but the color palette definitely could have been more varied. The outside background and parallax effects do help make things stand out a bit more. It doesn't really change the fact that a large portion of this level is saturated shades of gray. Other than that, my only other major gripe with this stage comes from the end boss. Not necessarily for the boss itself, I think he's actually really well done for the most part, but rather his flame breath. Due to the way the room moves, it sometimes feels like there's not enough space to avoid the stack, even if you try to bait the flames properly. Those few things aside, I found myself really enjoying the fight and the stage as a whole. Very nice work overall. Beware, Eldritch lurks! The tile set is pretty amazing. Just a little bit on the grayscale side, otherwise the aesthetics are pretty stellar. Pretty neat rooms with the breakable blocks and how you need to work your way through by going through each layer until a gap you can drop down. I like the use of enemies like the little skull guys and skeleton joes here, which are normally easy to dispose of, or maybe actually some of the threat in these layered elevation rooms. Tokens are nice challenging rooms. Got a bit scary with the swing platform on the close ceiling spikes. The Devil Tower mini-boss is a neat concept, just a little bit drawn out to how they have a very small vulnerability window for each of the eyes. Nice one is the boss fake out, double fake out in fact, that was funny. Though if you have a keen eye on the autosave notification, you can kind of catch that something is wrong. Neat little finale boss with the dragon at the end, although a bit rough with the health exchange on some part. 2 health bars. It's a bit excessive as the player is constantly on threat of insta-death. The fireball attacks can be almost unavoidable if you don't have much room to work with, and it's the most damaging move. The dragon can also fire it twice once he reaches half health. When I think of this level, the first thing I think of is the boss fight. It's an awesome and well-programmed set piece that's worth the extra health bar, and the surprise twist leading into the fight is one of the most memorable moments in the contest. The rest of the level strives for a similarly cinematic feel. Gorgeous backgrounds, intricate foregrounds, I'm a sucker for efficient architecture with artistic negative space. Cool gargoyles, nice boss foreshadowing. and energetically spooky music create an excellent atmosphere. Bats, crows, shadow clones, skull-themed enemies, swinging platforms, and destructible blocks combine well to add to the sense of location. The nifty mini-boss is a perfect guardian for this kind of place. Some parts of the gameplay uphold that standard of excellence. Large swaths of the learning curve are very smooth. The swinging platform introduction is particularly superb. Enemy placement is thoroughly on point, leveraging the architecture and gimmicks for maximum effect. I'm especially pleased with how Doc Ron, Skeleton Joe, bravo, and a few specific bats are used. The rooms where you destroy the floor to proceed make me very happy, as do the safeguards against getting stuck anywhere. Other parts of the gameplay fell short. The level expects the player to be a master of precision jumps. Think of the first stretch at the bottomless pits and the side room of the third token. Those difficult areas become inconsequential with special weapons, but without weapons it feels like checkpoints were intimidatingly far apart. A little more warm-up to the notion of don't destroy every block would have been helpful too. My remaining critiques are fairly minor things, mistaking background pillars for foreground because of their color, glitching the mini-boss with break dash, not finding even one secret behind a gargoyle, facing Quick Man when Skull, Shade, or Block Man would have been a more thematic fit, etc. But, oh, the good parts are great. Unfortunately for this particular level, it turns out to be as lifeless as the name implies. While aesthetically well constructed with a few graphical flares, decisions such as making almost the entire level monochrome meant that the aesthetic fails to hook in. The entire level seemed to blend together into a single gray mess. The first half does not seem to do anything noteworthy, effectively just being corridors of enemies. The destructible blocks are not interesting enough to use by themselves. The one interesting pattern where you're digging downwards was a neat idea, but you see this same challenge repeated in succession. The second half does introduce the Jewel Man swings to mix things up, but other than a few places, they have not seemed to be used very effectively. Some of these challenges have taken whole hog from Jewel Man. I enjoyed the club token room, and so you start trying to put your gimmicks together in the final rooms. But this simply did not lead to any particular scenario of interest. I feel that this level would have been a lot stronger if you had introduced and used everything from the start, which would have allowed you to build up to more interesting concepts later in the level with combining your gimmicks. The mid-boss was simple, but I quite liked it. It not only offered good variety and clearly defined attacks, the lack of hit invulnerability counteracts how long it is not possible to hit the boss. I just found the boss cutscene amusing. You definitely got me. Not a real fan of the dragon itself, though. He had a bit too much health for just how little threat he offered. Then the attack seemed almost effortless to dodge. The big exception to this was the fireball attack, which was occasionally impossible to avoid due to platforms below you desyncing with the boss's attacks. If you were going to have two phases, he should have been both more threatening in the second, and being granted new attacks rather than just doubling up the fireball attack.
Stuff.
I must admit, the challenges here have been besting even me, the mighty Airman. I thought entering the tournament would be easy pickings, but it seemed that even I, the once unbeatable Robot Master, am falling behind. How could it have come to this? We installed these ladder workout machines here since they're so efficient at burning calories, and ensure we get our money's worth, made using them necessary to get around. Our visitors will burn calories. This is a threat. Heh. Cable Woman by Ratty. Pretty even mid-70s all around.
It's a lot of tokens.
Well, high 70s. Oh, we got Spark Mandro going on here. Luigi Juji.
Fan.
Lol. These cables are easy to mistake for background elements.
Yeah. I mean, probably not how that's intended, but
It works. this guy.
Ah! Oh, well, darn it. It's sliding before I even dropped. Aga!
Fourth!
I didn't even notice the sparks at first. Oh. Did you turn off the alert? Or is it just not going off sometimes?
It doesn't go off when the token is on the main path.
It does when it's, like, off the side of the normal just main path. But...
Yeah, but this is on the main path.
That is certainly...
Mew. I probably could have used one of those. But you were too overused, he said. I would have killed my own boss, he said. Screw him, this is supposed to be my stage. Ow. Nice. Get out of here. Ah!
Pushing her up. Ow. Oh. Sheesh. Ah! That was a lot of damage.
Boss time.
Ow!
You didn't die!
Thanks. Well... the bad had to have its ears again, damn it. That's yes, that's it. Oh. That is a ridiculous amount of damage she does. There's not even, like, really a way to dodge that sometimes. What the heck? That is an absurd amount of damage.
Jeez, Ellie, hold still so I can break dash you.
Jeez, that's like half my health. Jeez.
Oh, I got the last hit in.
That's a terrible weakness for that sort of boss.
Sir Butt.
Dive Man.
Dive Man.
Oh.
Oh, right.
I gotta go
Cable woman.
blow my nose in the meantime, so I stop sneezing in the boss fight.
There's something about the theming here that's subtly impressive. At first glance, this seems like standard electric fare. However, the level is generally built to be a cable stage instead of just electricity. The core gimmicks focus primarily on electric cables, with Yafu and Yambo fit well. Really well considering how high up power lines usually are. Just really solid props on the theming and aesthetic here. The only real issue is how badly the outside graphics and the inside graphics clash. The fading screen transitions do a lot to mask this, but that's forgotten close to the end, and boy how did I notice the clash then. Level itself is a fine Level itself is a fine experience. The electric gimmicks handle excellently, creating a reasonable challenge that isn't too crazy. Yafu isn't used as often, but the pinch of wind physics is excellent spice in the midst of all the cables. As for enemies, Yambo is an excellent companion to the power lines, like was Biribiri, and I adore how Smaplars and the new lightning nets are used, especially the split paths. Particularly interesting point. The one I designed in the Mets reminds me of the Watchers, which is perfectly cool. It's not all perfect. The aforementioned Watchers are pretty much a non-entity, and Biribiri can be dull without power lines to back them up. But as a whole, it's well built. If I had to name a big issue, it would probably be the level's difficulty. This plays well, don't get me wrong, but I find it simple enough that it doesn't excite me that much. That means the bad level? Nah, the level design is overall solid. Cable Woman herself is a plain great fight, props for taking extra damage considering her iframes. And it's ultimately more than just an electric stage. If the only big issue I can find is that it's too easy to interest someone who's been doing this for a while, I'd say this is done well. Also, I have no sympathy for Voltman. He got enough spotlight back in university. This was a level that kind of struck a strange chord for me the first time I played it. It has its faults, sure, but there's a lot more to like than there is to dislike with this one. Aside from the overall solid presentation and aesthetics, one of my favorite things about this stage is the main gimmick. The electrified wires are a simple but effective hazard. They're more than enough to keep the player engaged with what's going on, and you play off the other enemies very well, especially the Yambos at the beginning and end of the level. That said, for as good as the enemy placement is, like the aforementioned Yambos, along with the new Met variant, a few of the other ones feel a bit little underutilized. Yafus and Watchers don't show up that much outside of a few specific rooms, which I feel is a missed opportunity. Both could have easily been paired with the electrified wires, so it's a little sad not to see that capitalized on. If anything, that's probably my biggest complaint with the stage. It leaves me wanting more, not because it's a bad level, but because it has the makings of a great level. It's just held back ever so slightly due to underutilized enemies and a surprisingly short runtime. All that isn't to say what's here isn't good, far from it, in fact, especially since the stage ends up on a pretty high note with Cable Woman herself. Cable Woman's fight is relatively straightforward, ends up being pretty engaging thanks to how she can mix up what attacks she can do once she lands on the ground. That one particular attack of hers where she zaps you with her helmet cable feels like it does a bit too much damage, but other than that I really enjoyed her fight. Ultimately, even with its flaws, I still had a good amount of fun with the stage. If it was made a little bit longer and some enemies had a better presence, this easily would have been one of my favorites in full contest. I do consider it a strong runner-up or honorable mention though. Conducting condition! Personally, I feel the stage setting is a bit mundane, especially when it comes to being an electric theme, but it's a solidly designed stage otherwise. The stage utilizes the electric cable gimmick pretty well in the layouts. Good difficulty throughout, though I feel the stage could probably gone on a section longer. It's definitely on the short side. The fan enemy was kind of underutilized and maybe could have used one section design around it. The first two tokens are a little cryptic to get into, but actually smart that they're placed early in the level so it's clear to the player that they missed something. Cable Moon is pretty manageable, if not too easy. It's probably fine if she takes 1 damage from the Buster despite being out of Buster range for some of her attacks.
Okay.
Oh hey, level with forgivable shortcomings and lots of bright spots. I like it when I play one of these. On an individual basis, challenges are fair and appropriately difficult. The outdoor sections are an improvement on Voltman's level and feel authentically Capcom, especially the graphics. Indoor challenges are fine, but a little messy at times. overcrowded architecture, distractingly detailed graphics, and just barely too many moving parts. Tokens are placed competently but aren't always satisfying, e.g. cheesing the last one with Rush Coil. The secret bonus room is perfectly hidden. Collectively, there's a good thematic flow to the level, but the screens feel out of order because complexity and difficulty fluctuate. Consequently, later challenges often serve as better introductions to the enemies and gimmicks than the actual introductions. Cable Moon is a good ending to the level. Don't tell Voltman I said that. And I appreciate that her moments of invulnerability never cause the fight to drag. All the custom objects look and feel just right. I especially like the new map variety. My only complaint is that the indoor sparks originate a small distance away from the wall instead of inside the wall, with the sound effect happening very slightly after the spark appears. It's a subtle thing, but it's enough to throw off my timing every time. This level leaves me wanting more. First and foremost, fans combined with sparks, but I won't deny that it's a good Mega Man level. I can sum this stage up pretty quickly. It is fine. As harsh as I am about the sound, I had fun. It is what you expect out of a Mega Man stage called Cable Woman, but thinking critically, I was hoping to see something new. It treads way too much familiar ground. The stage introduces its gimmicks well and was aesthetically pleasing all around. There were hints of things greater than the level offered, such as the fast-moving Smaplar energy, Mega Man 9-volt enemy. Mega Man 9-volt enemy! Oh no! And the minor platforming involving the Yafu, Mega Man 6 fan, but never capitalized on it. Most of the tokens were fine, but a couple were way too simplistic. Two particular highlights for the stage were the fun metal fire-in. And I rather liked the final room with the Gambo, which was the only difficult part of the stage. Cable Woman was perfectly serviceable, with easy-to-dodge attacks and decent enough tells that the fact it is entirely RNG dependent is absolutely fine. Again, she's fun, but just falls short. Really, I think the best advice I can give is to really try combining your gimmicks, using them with more variety and novel setups. This would have allowed Cable Woman to escape what is ultimately a fate of being a decent but fairly forgettable good Mega Man level.
Banshee Woman.
No, no. Hi, presto. Castlevania. That's it to the left, huh?
Nope. Music is a little
Lag
quiet.
storm. It's a lag storm, baby.
Ow.
I have no idea. What hit you? Oh.
The smoke's causing the lag. Oh, that's not gonna help. Ah! Got it. Ooh.
Nice. Good. Iron Maiden enemy.
How did it get both of us inside there? It hit like only you. That was weird. It's not gonna be a weird thing. Whoa. Ah! Okay, that's gonna hurt to dodge.
Strategy. Nice work.
Yeah, it does grab both of us no matter who gets hit.
That's funny.
Ow. Lag, please.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Yes, split path. Let's go down first.
split paths, of course.
That was lag.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, you could probably just magnet beam up there.
No, I walked off due to lag.
Oh, that enemy is annoying. Got it.
Now, okay, time to die. Oh yeah, I guess there is a ladder.
Birds. Oh, well, great, they don't come back.
What doesn't come back?
These blocks when you destroy them.
Yeah, they do.
No, it didn't come back when I went out of the room and came back.
It did.
No, because they were blocking the whole thing.
And they were when you came back.
They weren't. No, the ones I destroyed didn't come back. The ones on the bottom, because I was trying to make a platform and I had to jump up where the spikes were. Because the platform I was trying to make with them didn't. Ah, jeez. Frickin' lag! I just tried to slide out of there. Stop it. Come on, lag! For crying out loud! Oh, all the way back here. This level is lagging like crazy. What the heck? This is a bad level to lag.
It's probably like entirely the fog effect too.
Probably is. See right here. You see how there's 4 of them?
There were 4 when you came back.
Nope. See?
Yeah, well, they didn't come back that time.
They didn't come back before either. 'Cause
Yeah.
bypass it.
Yep. I use what I have.
Yeah, at least they made it so you can just go right back. You go backwards to take the other path.
Everyone get out. Nope, everyone get...
What?
I said everyone get out. Why didn't that go at all?
I
Whoops.
don't know.
Yeah, let's take the down path, I guess.
It's a long.
Seems less of a pain.
Ugh. That enemy is such a royal pain to avoid. Fog lag. It's... Well, it'd been nice if I could have seen that coming before it killed me.
I see nothing!
I mean, Deathman was... Deathman was alright. That one of his attacks was really hard to avoid, but the rest wasn't so that bad. I mean, so far, the Copy Kitty boss has been the hardest.
This music, whoops, shows up in a very weird Pac-Man parody game. Pac Guy 2, Episode 1, First Contact.
This level is also causing lag, which when the fog is up, which is kind of annoying. We found another problem too. The alternate weapons. You can't use them in multiplayer.
Also, the game's soft locks when you pick them up.
Yep. There's a lot of cutscenes that soft lock in the multiplayer.
Yay! We are here now.
I mean, there's a silly glitch with the Iron Maidens in this level too, but it grabs both players no matter who gets hit or where they are. They'll just get both sucked inside of it if somebody gets grabbed. Very weird. Okay, now I gotta get through this. Hey, you can even... These suckers! Oop, well, there's a boss.
We made it. Interesting. Yeah, sure. Be weak to the break dash and just stay in the air all the time. That's real nice.
I get the feeling it's not actually break dash that she's weak to. Oh.
Well, I tell you what, the elect beam is tactically useful.
There it is. It's the trident.
Oh.
Yeah, the weakness alert seems to just default to break dash if it matches with other stuff too. Which is a little annoying, but
yeah, never had it lie about a boss's weakness before. Banshee woman. Wow, Mick really liked this, and Patchy did not.
which one got reported? The break dash being shown, or the lock up on alternate weapons, or alternate weapons not working co-op?
Whoa.
The Iron Maidens are
Wow.
at least funny.
First time we've seen a heart on Mick. Whoa, okay. 15 out of 15 aesthetics here because, wow, this is really cool looking. I can't think of a serious complaint here. The theming is top notch, the music sounds great, and the graphics are nothing short of beautiful. At most, I wish the crack blocks were slightly different colors and make them easier to see. However, they're still distinct, so this is more design knock than anything else. Speaking of design, Banshee Woman's level feels solid. The gimmicks are simple. Crack blocks, flails, and spears aren't what I call inspiring, but the way they're implemented is interesting enough that I still enjoyed it. Well, the spear hitboxes demand adjustment. The blocks made some of the interesting puzzle, make some interesting puzzle on the upper rim, and I found myself really liking the more claustrophobic ones of the maces. Particularly across routing speed is tuned. Everything's fast enough to be a threat, but not so fast that it can't be parsed. The enemies are where most of the creativity lies. The spookies are a fun little ghost minion, and they're effective challenges despite their low health, not to mention hilarious. The bone mets are a cool variation on regular mets, and I appreciate that they're more than just cannon fodder. The Iron Maidens are really cool, offering the choice between constant dodging or getting caught so you can kill it easily. And I adore how they're introduced. And Siren is perfect for the atmosphere, which makes it a darn shame that it barely shows up on the already less interesting bottom breed. Finally, there's a split path token which almost requires 2 playthroughs, but it's possible to circumvent that, so it's less annoying than it normally is. And then we get to the boss. Gonna say I was super excited to see Banshee Woman actually have a shout attack. Her entire design is full of attention to detail. Her boss pattern is fun to work around, and she's surprisingly easy to bring down with 2 runs of her pattern, despite being a flyer. Unfortunately, her coding is the level's biggest weakness. If you pause during a fight, there's a significant chance she'll break completely. Additionally, Water Shield can destroy her scythe, which can completely break her AI and leave you hanging. That's really disappointing because I really enjoyed the fight. For player's sake, we'll be fixing and adjusting these glitches for releases. They're a bit too game-breaking. However, those functionality issues reflect on the score. Still, despite the glitches, this was a fun level and I liked it a lot. There's still some things to improve, but as a judge, I'm satisfied with what I got. Not my favorite, but I'm rooting for her all the same.
Yeah, lock up. Okay.
Like I said in an earlier review, I have a soft spot for spooky levels. Starting off, the aesthetics here were fantastic. The look of the custom enemies and the stage itself are all on point, fitting with the theme quite nicely. I was a little concerned at first when I saw the fog effect, thinking it would have eventually gotten too distracting or maybe even obscure things later on. Thankfully, that wasn't the case here. It did lag the heck out of the game, though.
Yes.
Whoops.
Yes, it did.
As for the actual stage design, I think it's really nicely put together. We got the usual introductory setups to the enemies and gimmicks, and from there, things steadily ramp up with room layouts that combine both to good effect. Even though the gimmicks themselves are pretty simple, seeing as they're just protruding spikes on a timer and a swinging mace, it should be threatening thanks to smart placement for both them and the enemies to back things up. Speaking of enemies, if there's any issue I take issue with, it's definitely the skeleton nets. They have a very short window for when they can actually be hit, and it's the sheer frequency of their shots and the large spread makes them tough to deal with in certain rooms. Specifically those on the path to the diamond token, along with the room where the 2 split paths converge. It's to the point where it feels like taking a hit is near unavoidable, if not from the skeleton nets themselves, and probably from something else around them. Besides that, the only other thing I take issue here with is the split path tokens, though to a much lesser extent than usual. Specifically, this is due to there being a token in both of them. I've probably mentioned before by now in a previous review, but I dislike the notion of having to redo a portion of the stage just for a single collectible. Thankfully, this isn't really an issue here, as you can either die or retry after grabbing a token on one path. So I guess the checkpoint is at the start of the split path. Or you can just collect the one on the lower path and then backtrack to take the top route. Finally, we have the boss. Banshee Woman herself is a rather easy fight as she idly floats around and leaves herself open hits almost the entire time. Mostly with her scythe. They didn't seem to do enough damage to balance things out. Speaking of her scythe, this is also where the sole functionality issue of the stage comes into play, as it's possible to delete the scythe with Water Shield and effectively soft lock her. All that being said, I think there's potential for her boss fight, it's just that it was a bit too passive with her not doing much. The rest of the level is still pretty good as well, so overall I like this one a lot. Mystery, the horror! So I'm disappointed it's a very standard horror style map. I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks pretty and atmospheric, but none of that really screams Banshee specifically. Some sound gimmicks would have fit in just maces swinging around and floor spikes popping up and down. You can swap out this Banshee one with something like Slasher and Dracula, Frankenstein, and the stage theme would still fit. The level design is just that, maces and floor spikes and nets. The setups do vary throughout the stage, but a lot of the time is just spent waiting for the things to line up in order to get through. And overall, just doesn't feel very inspired. I feel like the Iron Maiden enemy should at least make some sounds.
It's weird to have Patchy give levels low ratings and high levels.
I feel like the Iron Maiden enemy should make at least some sounds. It also doesn't trap you inside most of the time because its hitbox damages you before it triggers the trap state. The ghost enemy is a fine concept, but it's very annoying to deal with because it's not easily lurable, unlike most airborne pursuing enemies. With how abundant they are, the fun factor definitely tanked from it. Mason floor spikes are also treated as enemies for some reason, meaning Spark Chaser actually tries to target them instead of the ghosts, which is really annoying. The fake blocks also eat up Tornado Blow's hits, so the screen clearing weapon can fail to clear the screen when there are enemies above the said blocks. The chorus is a good song, but boy, that is short loop. Doesn't help that the stage kind of drags on. Could have chosen the Circle of the Moon version, which has an extended portion that would help the song less repetitive. Banshee Woman, well, at least she screams like a banshee, oddly cute in 8-bit form. As with most airborne bosses, she has a huge tendency to be out of your range while she freely pummels on you with her scythe. Doesn't help that she's not weak to anything either to help speed things up. Oh yeah, her AI also broke at one time where she was just stuck in the air not doing anything as the scythe just bounced around.
Yeah, it's definitely weird. And then the one level that she really liked that was like, how did this get that high? But
I expect a lot from a level when its first screen is one of the most gorgeous in the contest. Aesthetically, this is everything I want out of a haunted castle. Spooky fog, enemies and gimmicks that look right at home, creepy details such as piles of skulls on the floor, and an adventurously intense soundtrack that pulls it all together. However, the design and technical polish only partially live up to expectations. Pacing is an issue. Rushed introductions leave a level with no room to grow. After the first checkpoint, the player has seen basically everything a level has to offer, and the difficulty more or less plateaus because the challenge complexity is already a comfortable limit. Distance between checkpoints is awkward. Just right, then suddenly short, then unusually long. Weapon-related playtesting is another issue. Indestructible hazards deflect attacks from some weapons that appear to take damage from others. Destructible blocks are highly susceptible to deflected shots and Rush's teleportation beam. Banshee Woman's fight is a slog with the Buster. She just gives up if you block her scythe with the water shield, which ruins the fight and potentially renders it unwinnable if she's out of reach and you're low on weapon energy. Other issues include slightly unclear directionality, some questionable layout logistics, and skewed power-up distribution. Importantly, anything that isn't an issue is really good. Challenge components are arranged deftly and timed well. Slow metal projectiles are refreshingly tricky, crows are used effectively, and the ball and chain setups is especially satisfying. The fog is almost too bright and prevalent, but I appreciate a light-based visibility challenge that doubles as atmosphere. The secret rooms are fun to find. I like that the ghosts are inspired by Battle Network and suddenly shift from harmless to "Get away from me!" The Iron Maiden is excellent. Where there's great attention to details, the level really shines. Damn, this is a cool stage. There's not a lot to complain about gameplay-wise, and the overall aesthetic and atmosphere in the stage is top-notch. Clearly a ton of effort went into this. Multiple paths sometimes hurt a level. That isn't the case here, it's just that one path leads to reward and the others don't. It at least doesn't fall to the Mega Man 6 problem, has assets to show up on a side path and never again. It all gels together, and I really got the impression any given path was weaker than the others in the gameplay by foregoing stage elements. The broken bricks that block your entrance could have been rather mean and resembled the rest of the level tiles too much, but they don't. They stand out enough that these paths are granted entrance to the player simply by paying attention, which is good. Speaking of graphics, the only part of the aesthetic that lets it down is ironically due to the program. Stage elements are often rendered in a sub-pixel manner, leading to rather uncanny-looking gimmicks as they move. This is honestly a nitpick, but I did find it as distracting as assets that look outside the style of the stage are in. Still, the rest of the graphic work is gorgeous. The parallax scrolling and fog give a real depth to the network, and the pixel work is fantastic. The Battle Network-inspired ghosts are adorable. Banshee Woman herself is a bit on the enemy side. Unlike some bosses, such as Cyberman from Magwell 2, where the lack of difficulty hurts the fight, this isn't so bad. I think her tails are just that good that dodging her quickly becomes an afterthought. She's an interesting boss with some interesting attacks and doesn't outlive her welcome, despite staying out of range for large portions of it. I have to critique any part of the gameplay is that combining metals with swinging maces that also block your shots often gets rather annoying, both working in tandem to artificially extend the lifespan of these skull-faced gits. All critiques aside, this is a fantastic level. Up there with the best of them in this contest. Great work.
Nice.
It's late. Let's talk to Presto and see how much more we do. I'm guessing tier 15 is going to be the top 10.
It seems like a really safe thing to do.
Yeah. Now look, quick man. Are you kidding me? Why is Presto here of all people? I guess they're a competitor in the tournament, but look, I just don't want to see her stupid face, okay? Yeah.
Propeller woman in the city, in the clouds, in the town, in the world that is things, yes.
Another routine here. Work until you sweat. Flex those muscles. Stretch those calves. If you have any of those, that is for a robot like me, then I'm sorry, but I'm out of advice. Oh, neat. What? Okay.
What? What?
You're an den of thieves, so I give one warning. Beware the eyes of March.
Flying pants? What?
It must be pretty impressive if Jean let you through.
Balloon Tang. That's...
Wait, don't answer that. Just tracking down our hideout and finding a way in this work of a criminal genius.
That seems...
You look a rare friendly ear, so I'd like to tell you a story. Maybe that would make me feel better. My boyfriend, I mean my ex. One evening, he said he had something big coming up. I said I couldn't leave with him when he had a fight. Well, you see how that ended. He's not here, clearly. He broke the mold. First robotic member of the gang to leave. I miss him, and I'm glad he got out of this life. Truth be told, I'm planning on ditching this place too. Looking for a new beginning, but I'll need funds.
This is a reference to something
Nicer
I don't
casino
get.
membership than you have. Care to buy it? Price it around 500. Woo! Pharaoh's Challenge. Go on, those mugs. I ain't getting any younger. Now Muscle Juggler up and left us. You gotta work harder. Step up your game.
I have
Okay.
no idea who these people are. Gormless. The only person I've ever heard say Gormless is Vine Sauce.
Sounds like a British thing. What's to the right here? Can't tell. It seems that you, the Bastion, requires external implements in order to accomplish something I can do all by myself. Hee 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 hee.
He has a spider thing, I mean.
The original robot tournament's card was good up until, it was taken over. The competitive spirit in this tournament is the strongest I've seen. It's quite admirable. Are we talking to Element Man? Oh man, you would not believe the fortune I'm making off the setup I got here. Whenever I see a tired looking gymnast here, go up to them and cool them off, then charge for them afterwards. It's pretty clever, right? Because of my anger issues, the gym said I either have to pay for replacement punching bags or bring my own. So I brought my own. It's in my locker. Not sure how that'll keep theirs from exploding when I hit it.
Punished
Looks
Code
like
Man.
we got a mixed favorite. Mixed gold favorite. Mafia Man's Gambling Palace. Oh boy. Gymnasiums, such artificial places. If you seek to grow strong, why do so in a building full of machines? One should train directly from nature, climbing trees, swimming up waterfalls, and wrestling bears. Dummies that fight back are clever though, I'll give them that. Monitoring your heart rate is important for healthy and safe exercise. So I decided to propose a way to really motivate people to keep their heart rate in check. Having a giant heart rate monitor on display here and have it scan and broadcast gymnast heart rates at random. The blatant intrusion of privacy is sure to make this plan a success, I think. And another Flashman favorite. I'm working on my core strength a lot using the equipment here. By core strength, I mean my CPU core. What do you think I was referring to? The torso that I definitely have? Head might be the strongest tier boss in this tournament. Don't be pulling any punches, kid. From here on out, the challenges will keep getting tougher. Good luck, you'll need it.
That's the
Okay, so top 12
Okay, then.
is tier 15. Good times.
Well, that'll be it for tonight then, because it is midnight, so...
Yep. Tomorrow, Xenoblade.
Xenoblade! Tomorrow I am working, but I will be here later, so...
Yeah, okay.
And then Monday is Trails! So, hey. Bootleg Mega Man X game, oh no.
Oh no.
Luna, what are you looking at? Come here.
Crazy town. Anyway, I'm out of here. Bye.
Oh, don't flip up in the chair. You are too heavy to be flipping in the chair, puppy.
Oh no.
Hi. Well, yep, everyone, stay well. Be well. Let's see you next time. Bye-bye.
Hi, Luna. Hi,
Ow.
puppy.
Top
Hi, puppy,
10,
puppy,
huh?
puppy. Wait, then where are numbers 12 and 11?
Okay. They must be in the gym somewhere.
Okay.
I guess we'll find out next time. Well, yep.
I guess.
Good night, everybody. Bye-bye. Bonk.